Hello, I am Marisha and welcome to my creative diary. I hope you're having the most amazing day. Today, I am so excited to share with you my journey on creating a journal from scratch. Let's get started. First, I'm going to bring in my Tonic Studios trimmer along with a sheet of chipboard, and I'm going to cut the chipboard down to 9 inches by 8 inches. I want there to be a ½ inch border around my journaling paper, which is going to be 6 inches by 8 inches. I'm going to bring in the journaling cards to show you how the border will look around that paper. This is actually journaling pocket cards from scrapbook.com. I decided to use pocket cards instead of standard journal paper just in case if I decide to add mediums to my journal, such as inks or oxides. Now it's time for me to cut down a piece of scrapbook paper that will cover the chipboard. Now I'm going to be honest, I messed up. I cut this piece of paper smaller than what I should have, but that's okay. It's trial and error. That's the beauty in creating. We live and we learn. So as you see, this is a little bit small. It's not going to cover the chipboard like I needed to, but I'm not going to throw it out. I'm going to save it for another project. So I decided to try again. I brought in another piece of scrapbook paper, and this time I cut the paper down to 7.5 inches by 9.5 inches. My previous piece was 7 by 9, so I needed that extra ½ inch to give me enough paper to fold over on the chipboard, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. So as you see, this is giving me enough paper to fold over to cover the chipboard. So yeah, trial and error. You gotta love it. Next, I'm going to bring in my favorite adhesive from scrapbook.com, the double-sided adhesive tape. I love scrapbook.com's adhesives. All of them, the glue, the double-sided adhesive tape, the sheets. Yeah, this stuff is really, really strong, really strong. After I finish removing the release paper from the adhesive tape, I'm then going to bring in my scrapbook sheet, and I'm then going to position the chipboard on the paper, and then I'm going to bring in my scraper tool and burnish it just to make sure that everything is good and secured. Once I'm done, I'm going to bring in my scissors and I'm going to trim just a little bit off of each corner. I'm then going to head on over to my scoreboard and I'm going to score the paper on the edge of the chipboard. That way this will help me fold the paper over because this paper is just a little thick, so I needed a little help with folding that over. I'm now going to bring in my adhesive tape and I'm going to run it along the edge of my chipboard, and then I'm going to fold over the paper covering the edge of the chipboard. I had to trim some of the paper off from each corner. Once I'm done doing that, it is on to the next step. Heading back over to my trimmer, I brought in this piece of black and white striped scrapbook paper, and I'm going to trim it down to 6 inches by 8 inches, the same size of my pocket cards. I cut this paper the same size as my pocket cards because this is actually going to be the inside panel of my journal cover. I'm now going to apply some double-sided adhesive tape. Once I pull back the release paper, I'm then going to position and adhere the inside panel to my journal cover. And just like the first step, I'm going to burnish it just to make sure that everything is good and secured, making the back of my journal cover complete. Now I'm going to repeat this step with the front of my journal cover. It's basically the same thing. I'm going to cover the outside of my chipboard. Once I'm done with that, then I'm going to adhere the inside panel. So basically, the heart of this journal is almost done. You're just creating your covers. And then from there, I'm going to show you a few more steps, and that's it. Creating a journal is really easy and it's fun. I'm actually excited to create some more. I'm now addicted. This was going to be a scrapbook journal, but it ended up turning into a journal, like something totally different. But that's the beauty in creating. You may start out creating one way and then it goes totally north, south, east, or west, but it's a beautiful thing, to start creating one way and then you end up creating something totally different. I love it. I love creating. Love it, love it, love it. And there you have it, my friends, the front and back cover to my journal is complete. And I know you're thinking, wait, one's green and one's yellow. Yes, I did it purposely because I wanted to create a mixed match situation. Mission accomplished. Now it's time for me to punch and bind my journal. Wait a minute. Punch and bind my journal. Oh gosh, Lord help me. So I punched the journal cover first, and then I brought in the paper just to make sure that everything was lined up correctly. And I positioned it in my cinch, and then I removed the journal cover, and then I punched my paper. I'm telling you, by the time I got to the point of measuring, I was thinking, Lord, help me. All of this measuring I've done today, it took me back to my math days in class. I was like, Lord, all this math is it's making me delusional right now. But I made it through. I did. I made it through. So as you see, I have a perfect hole punch, and I'm going to keep going and punch the remainder of my paper. Now it's time for the binding part. So I'm going to place the ring on the side of my cinch, and then I'm going to add my journal covers and then the paper. And then from there, I'm going to take the entire journal and go to the back of my cinch, and then I'm going to cinch the rings together. So, and here's the thing, I put my ring in backward. Well, actually the ring wasn't in backwards. The ring was in fine. But adding the paper and the covers, I did it backwards, but it's fine. You live and learn. Nobody's going to notice. It's my journal. It's my journal. Look, I told you, by the time I got to this part of math again, I was so over it. I don't do this much measuring and card making. The base of my journal is complete. I love it. I love the inside. I love the colors, the panels. This really made me happy. But we have one final step. So I decided to bring in from Simple Stories their Simple Vintage Lemon Twist collection. Whew, I searched the mountain highs and the valley lows to try to find this collection, because when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, this collection is so beautiful. I love it. I wasn't able to find the scrapbook paper, so I just had to make do and find an alternative, which is fine. But if anybody knows where I can get the paper, please let me know. Send me a message. Let me know below, because I've been searching all over. I would love to have the scrapbook paper. To adhere these elements to my journal cover, I'm going to use Collage Medium and some double-sided adhesive tape. That way this will ensure that everything is secured. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. This actually took me back to my scrapbooking days. I know last year the spark was reignited when I saw a few fellow crafters in their creating. I was like, oh my goodness, scrapbooking has really come a long way. When I was scrapbooking, it was the 12 by 12s, the big sheets, but now there's so many things. There's little journals, tags with pockets where photos are coming in. I'm like, oh my goodness, This is so neat. So, sending love and shouting out Andrea Lake, Victoria Marie, and Allie Edwards. You guys have really inspired me to get back into creating and scrapbooking. So, but this didn't turn out to be a scrapbook like I wanted it to be. It turned into a journal. But hey, so you guys, please check them out. Go show them some love on their social medias. They are on YouTube, Instagram. Yes, go check them out. Here's my final idea that I have for my journal. I'm going to take my time and figure it out, and I'll show you guys later. We'll do a follow up. So, I purchased this stamp set from Eco Park from scrapbook.com. It includes the days of the week, today is, numbers for the calendar. So, I thought, okay, I could stamp either the top or bottom with today is. The second idea I had is to use some of the stickers from this collection, just adhere them, like decorate the inside of the pages, bring in some oxides, add a little bit of splatter, and then that way I'll have room to journal as well. My final idea was to bring in the stamp set that is included in this collection and stamp and add oxide to the pages. So I'm back and forth with it. Once I decide, I'll probably decorate and then journal. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But those are a few ideas that I have for the inside of my journal. Here is a final look at my journal created on today. I love my journal. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm actually making a few more, so I can't wait to share them with you. I cannot wait. Thank you for joining me on today. I hope this tutorial has inspired you to create. Don't forget to subscribe, click the thumbs up button and the notification bell, and feel free to check out my blog at thediarybellrose.com. I'm sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until next time, please take care.